Moses' mom thought he was a fine child. Now that doesn't surprise you. Every mama thinks their child is a fine child, right? I mean, that's just a mama thing, right? I mean, I'm sure we've got several hundred fine children in our preschool right now, babies. Because all you mamas think, my baby is a fine child. I mean, I've seen some incredibly cute babies in my life. I mean, like my grandson Solomon, that is a fine baby right there, okay? That is a fine baby, Solomon. But now let me tell you, in all honesty, I've seen some babies, man, they're so ugly they'd make an onion cry, right? You know what I mean. I mean, I've seen babies, man, that people play peek-a-oo with. You know, they take a peek and go, ooh, you know. And it doesn't matter. Even those babies, their mom think that they are fine children. And you know, and you go, you hear somebody say, oh, bless his heart. You know, hey, or I'm speechless. You're like, you know, but all mamas think their baby's fine, right? So it doesn't surprise us. The reality here is that the wording doesn't mean Moses' mama thought he was a cute baby. It meant he's good. It's the same wording used in Genesis. It meant he's good. Now, doesn't mean he was good as in morally good. He was born depraved. He was born with inherited sin, just like you and me. And we wish we weren't, but we were. And because of Adam and Eve, we're all born that way, right? Everybody that was born since Adam and Eve, except Jesus, because he was born of a virgin, all this kind of stuff. He was born with depravity, or depraved. He was born with inherited sin. So it doesn't mean he was morally good. What it means is, God, here he's using the same word, Moses, that he used in Genesis when God created. And over, God created, it's good. God created and it was good. God created and it was good. And here's what Moses is doing. He's connecting the creation of the world with God redeeming Israel, and he's letting us know that they're a new creation, and Moses is the instrument of that new creation. Now what he's doing is, it's a foreshadow of Jesus, because Paul says when we are redeemed by Christ, we are a new creation, and Jesus is the instrument of that new creation. Right? And so, therefore, what we have here, again, is he's connecting Moses and Jesus, because it's all about Jesus. Okay? And so notice now, they hid him for 3 months. They hid him for 3 months. And for whatever reason, again, it doesn't tell us all the details. We don't know why they couldn't hide him any longer, but it says they couldn't hide him any longer. Maybe it was because he started crying. Maybe it was because Jochebed, as a nursing mom, as a mom having to take care of a child, couldn't do what she normally does. People began to be suspicious. So for whatever reason, they couldn't hide him any longer. And so here's another piece of irony. They technically did exactly what Pharaoh told them to do, threw him in the Nile. Isn't that funny? I mean, the Pharaoh said, throw them all in the Nile. That's what they did. But not like Pharaoh told them to do. They put him in the Nile in a basket. In a basket. Now, here's another piece. The word for basket in this story is the same word. The other time it's used in Scripture is for the ark. It's the same word, basket for Moses, ark for Noah, two types of Christ, two people who are foreshadowing Christ, two people who go through the water to lead God's people to redeem. And so what we see here is Moses is connecting all this, saying it's all about Jesus. It's all about Jesus. Now, Moses' parents they couldn't protect him, so what did they do? They threw him in the Nile. Now, they didn't throw him in the Nile out of fear. That's what I want you to understand. They threw him in the Nile, they put him in the Nile in a basket out of faith. They were not afraid for their life. Oh, if we don't do this, Pharaoh's going to kill us. It wasn't that at all. They had faith. They fought their fear with faith. That's why they kept him for 3 months when they were commanded to have him thrown into the Nile. But they kept him for 3 months in faith. They put him in the Nile in faith because they believed God. They believed God would protect him. They believed God was in control. They believed God had a plan. They did this out of faith. Matter of fact, it was such an act of faith that it's talked about through Scripture. Stephen talked about Moses' parents when he was preaching the gospel before he was stoned, and their act of faith. The writer of Hebrews puts this in the hall of faith, what we call the hall of faith. You know, where it talks about the heroes who had faith to obey, heroes who fought fear with faith and did mighty things for God. The writer of Hebrews labels Jochebed and Amram as people of faith in Hebrews 11:23. Let me read it for you. It said, by faith, Moses, when he was born, was hidden for 3 months by his parents because they saw that the child was beautiful, and that's that same word, it means good. And they were not afraid of the king's edict. They were not afraid because they had faith. They fought fear with faith. They fought fear with faith.